Barron with you every morning. Listen online at WCTCAM.com. Jersey moves fast. Join the show that keeps you one step ahead. Jersey Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
It's 8:09. It's hour number 3 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. As you know, WCTC is very honored to support the New Jersey Film Festival, the Spring 2018 festival about to get underway over at Rutgers, and we're continuing our interview series where we get to talk to some directors, some actors, some producers of some of the films that are going to be shown with our interview series that we have every Thursday morning. So let's get right to our first member, our first filmmaker on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline. He is the director of a documentary called The Lost Village that will be shown on Sunday. And he is Montclair's Roger Paradiso, who is with us on WCTC. Hey, Roger, it's Bert Barron. How you doing?
Hi, Bert. Thanks for having me on.
It looks like The Lost Village, kind of a story about haves and have-nots and how this gap in between the two is growing. Is that kind of the essence of your film?
Yes. The Lost Village deals with Greenwich Village. The inflation, the housing, the price, cost of living. But it deals with all the villages and main streets in our country and around the world. I mean, there's been a tremendous rise in housing, affordable housing, and cost of living is out of control.
When you look at all the great art and music that came out of Greenwich Village for a period there, just a tremendous period of creativity. I think about, John Sebastian and all the great New York music acts that came out of there and all the artists and whatnot. Could a modern Greenwich Village, if it just got its start right now, Roger, would we see the same creativity if it was sort of moved to today's world and today's structure?
Bert, I think the sad part of this is that village is gone, and there's been a tremendous displacement of artists, culture, working class people, and middle class. And let me give you an example. In the 60s and 70s, which was the last golden age of the village, and Westwood in L.A. and Santa Monica, you could say the same thing about Soho in London. You could get a one-bedroom for $50 to $100 a month. $100 would be a pretty good apartment.
Wow.
What do you think the prices is now?
Oh, it's thousands. It's got to be in the thousands.
3,000 to 5,000.
Sure.
And the other day I had a meeting and I was walking around and I went into one of these modern food shops and I was looking for a smoothie just to hold me over. And simple banana yogurt smoothie.
Man.
$7.50.
Right.
So
yeah.
I looked around and I saw young people in the store, but they weren't the young people that you and I would say were college kids. They
Mm-hmm.
were dressed like fashion models. And, NYU being one of the large corporate entities in the village dominates the village. Some say have destroyed it. Part of what I deal with is looking at the village holistically, but also talking about NYU and its policy of expansion. A lot of people call NYU a real estate institution. You could say that about many colleges in this country around the world.
Yeah.
They are real estate companies and secondarily educational institutions. What was take a guess at the tuition at NYU in 65?
Oh, man, 65. I don't know, probably about as much as the apartment now?
It was expensive, and there were rebellions of students and faculty. But it was $1,800 for a full-time student.
Wow.
For 2 semesters or 30 credits, $1,800. That did not count the cost of living, room and board, which you would say would be about $2,000 to $3,000 back then.
Sure.
Now, you want to know what it is?
Go ahead, tell me.
Over $50,000
Oh, man.
for tuition.
Wow.
And room and board, unless you're in the dorm, which not 70% of the students can't be in the dorms, and NYU estimates, and a lot of people say it's wrong, $18,000 for room and board. Most people say if you're going to go to NYU, you're not going to live in a village. You're going to live out in the outer reaches of the boroughs,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to pay $25,000 to $30,000 a year on top of the $50,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes NYU one of the most expensive schools in the world. And the other thing that people don't know is private schools like NYU don't have to reveal, what their practices are, really. Right. So like Rutgers University, which I attended as a public school, they're under scrutiny by the state.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have conscientious boards. NYU's board does not have one faculty member.
Wow.
It's got about 90-plus people. They're all real estate and financial institution people.
That says a lot, Roger. Your film, The Lost Village, does it talk about any solutions? Does it talk about maybe the way the business and real estate worlds and the arts and culture worlds can kind of coexist in this very cool part of New York City?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We spend a lot of time on it. And, there's people out there with a bill called the Small Business Survival Act. It has not passed the city council in 30 years. In fact, the bill is basically a similar bill to one Mayor LaGuardia in the 40s instituted when he saw a crisis. And that bill lasted through the 60s. For some reason, it was repealed. And if you're a commercial tenant, you have no rights. The landlord could come into you and say, thanks for being here for 20 years. You've been great. I got to raise your rent from $10,000 to $20,000, and I'm only giving you a 1-year lease. Wow.
Boy, times have changed, that's for sure. Roger Paradiso, as our guest, he's the director of The Lost Village. It will be screened Sunday nights as part of the New Jersey Film Festival over at Voorhees Hall, beginning at 1:05. And Roger himself will be there to orchestrate a little Q&A session. You can ask him more about his very, very well-done documentary. Again, it's called The Lost Village, and it will be shown on Sunday there. Roger, thanks for the time today, and you're telling a very important story. So congratulations on a great documentary, and I really appreciate the time to speak to you today, okay?
Sure, thank you. I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Student debt is at $1.3 million and rising. That is higher than every debt, credit card, every debt except mortgage rates. Student suicides are on a 150% increase since the late 50s.
Wow. Yeah, that's a powerful statistic there, Roger. Thank you for the time again, and good luck with the film. And again, it is called The Lost Village. Jersey Central traffic and weather time. It's 8:16. Traffic and weather every 10 minutes on Jersey Central. We are back in 1 minute. We're going to speak to another filmmaker coming up next here on Jersey Central. Let's get the traffic and Tom Colangelo.
And Parkway northbound, not too bad. Minor delays into the Driscoll. Pretty good ride further north. Company, though, in towards Clark and Cranford. Looking at 287, usual company, right around exits 1 and 2, busy out of River Road, into Bound Brook. Southbound slow waves off of 22. Crossings look okay. No major problems with New Jersey Transit. I'm Tom Colangelo with your 1450 WCTC traffic update.
And I'm Tony Salimo with the 1450 WCTC forecast. Sun and clouds, breezy, 35-40, so it's a little chilly. Tonight, clearing, very cold, 15 to 20. Tomorrow, a lot of sunshine around, so we'll get up to 40. Clear, not quite as cold tomorrow night, down to 30. And it'll be mild and breezy Saturday with a mix of sun and clouds. And 50 to 55, so much more comfortable. Right now, 25 under clear skies with the 1450 WCTC forecast. I'm meteorologist Tony Salimo.
No time to call Jersey Central? Join the conversation online and be a part of WCTC's real-time talk. Like 1450 WCTC on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at 1450 WCTC. Jersey Central with Burt Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
8:18 back on Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. We continue our interview series with the New Jersey Film Festival, and of course you can visit njfilmfest.com for all the information, all the upcoming films. Gets underway tomorrow night with a screening of not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 5 short films that will all be shown coming up on Friday night. The final film that will be shown on Friday, a 40-minute film, very interesting subject that is called Pluto. And joining me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline is the director of the film, Pluto. Let's welcome in Tiger G to WCTC. Tiger, it's Burt Barron. How are you?
Hey, man. How are you?
What a cool name, man. Good talking to you, and thanks for the time today. I saw the little slug about your movie here, and, man, it sounds like there's one way for this guy who's going to be able to find happiness, and he's got a pretty extreme idea. You want to talk about that?
Sure. I mean, the movie's about a lonely young man, as you said, who believes in that the only way to find joy and happiness in the world is to run away to Pluto. And, well, Pluto, and it's not really Pluto because, well, that's impossible. But for him, it's a dream, right? It's an allegory, it's a metaphor to go to a different world, I suppose.
So maybe he thinks of the planet as being as far away from the world as he knows it today, and that's the only way he's going to kind of bring his sanity back and find happiness, huh?
Well, it's not just sanity, and it's not just. Well, I feel like for him, happiness is to be able to be detached from everything. So, in fact, his real form of happiness, I would say, is insanity.
Wow, I love the idea for this.
Yeah, and the idea, I suppose, I think you're going to ask me later on, but I'm just going to say it anyway.
Go ahead.
The idea it came from well, I was laying on the field one day, and I was looking out into the sky, and I was thinking, what if gravity could reverse, you know, and if I could just fall, you know, like what would happen? I would fall forever into something else, into the abyss, right? And for some people, perhaps that could be a wonderful thing, you know. It can be a prospect of escape, you know. It could be like a metaphor, falling into something else, and falling forever. And where would you eventually end up? And that's where the idea of going to Pluto came from, I suppose.
Very interesting. And was this a couple years ago that this kind of came to you, Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A couple years ago, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. 40 minutes. You tell your story adequately in a nice 40-minute package, you think? Everything you wanted to say in this film is all included there?
Well, that's interesting you say that, because originally the film was supposed to be 20 minutes. And then I kind of got carried away as I was making it when I was shooting the movie. So it ended up being twice as long, and I couldn't cut any of it because most of it was one shot. So, you know, you can't just like create a jump cut in between, and that would look very strange. I mean,
awesome.
Yeah. So
when you were casting people for this film, Tiger, did they buy into the concept right away and kind of like what you were onto with this idea?
Absolutely not.
No.
No, they thought it was total baloney. You know, how could you ever make that into a movie that is like some strange suburban novel or something? You know.
Well, you showed them a thing or two, didn't you? Good for you. Have you always done features, Tiger? Things of this length, or maybe shorter things?
I'm a boy. I'm a student. So
wow,
this is my first ever movie.
Good for you. Congratulations. Always kind of intrigued by the filmmaking process and want to take a try at it for yourself.
Well, how it began, I guess it was. I think I was 12. This is the first time I wanted to make movies. I think I was watching Spider-Man 3 on a couch with my buddy, and we were watching it, and my buddy was very excited. You know, he thought it was like the best movie in the world. And after the movie, I was just thinking to myself, wow, this is crap. It's the worst thing in the world. And so I turned to him and said, I bet you I could do better. He said, no, you can't. And I said, watch me. So I guess, yeah.
Good for you. Wow. That's cool. All right, man. That's really awesome. And so this is your short life, but this is your life's work that we have here in this film called Pluto. Talk about some people that have seen it. Yeah. At screenings, Tiger, have other people seen this film, and what kind of reaction have you gotten from them?
Well, I've shown my mother. She said she was very proud of me.
Well, if Mom signs off, man, you're going places. You know that. Hey, if Mom's got your back, this is going to work out for you. So very cool. Yeah. All right. So the film is called Pluto again, and Tiger G is our guest, and he is. It's his movie. It's 40 minutes. It's going to be shown Friday night. It's part of 5 films that will be shown on Friday night. I think the 40-minute film with Tiger here is the longest of the 5. So there's 5 really great stories that are going to be told on Friday night. You can visit njfilmfest.com for all the information. Anything on social media, Tiger? Maybe someone can see a trailer or get some more information on Pluto that you can send people to?
Yes, there's a trailer on Vimeo.
Okay, we'll be sure to look for it there. Well, congratulations, man, on this movie. And you know what? You believed in an idea, and you took it, and you ran with it, and good things are going to happen for you. So congratulations on this, Tiger, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Have a good day. Good talking to you. All right, Tiger G, my guest. This film is his work. It's called Pluto. It will be shown Friday night as part of the New Jersey Film Festival, the opening night that's happening, njfilmfest.com. And congratulations to him. We'll continue our interview.